Right, how y'all doing? Welcome to the video. I thought I'd do this because we are motoed out. If you're wondering about picking up a second-hand Motorola phone, we've got two to have a look at, right, and do a comparison head-to-head on speed test and the differences between the Moto G8 Power, which it says on the box up to 3 days of battery life, Dolby stereo speakers, tuned by Dolby, and it's also got AI powered cameras, triple setup in it. Now we've got them all set here with nothing running, so we'll do like an app speed test. Now I'll show you the main differences between them. They're both plastic builds. This is a G8 Power, picks up fingerprints like Billy O. Quad cam set up there, fingerprint sensor on the back, headphone jack, USB Type C. It does support what they term as supercharge, 18 watt fast charge, but you need a fast charger which doesn't come in the box. It's just a standard charger, but if you have one in the house and you plug this in to charge, it comes up with turbocharge, and it charges it from 0 to 100 in under an hour. 5,000 milliamp battery in this. Now this comparison here is the Motorola One Action. Now it's thinner, it's taller, just by a little, but you can see it's noticeably thinner. Taller by a couple of millimeters, not much. It's obviously longer, and you can see on the back it's actually only got triple cam rather than quad cam. Dual LED flash though, fingerprint sensor. It's got the headphone jack, so it ain't whack, and it's got the USB Type C charger. It doesn't charge slow, but it doesn't have turbocharge. And one of the most annoying things that it's got the fingerprint sensor. We'll go into this in a minute, but there is a major difference here. Let's shut everything down in the background. This is running Android One, pure Android One, which is basically very similar to a Google phone, right? And the Moto G, it's not running, everything's off that, it's not running stock Motorola, it's running Motorola software, but you both get on them the Google feeds. Now you can see here speed wise, both on Wi-Fi, scrolling on that one, scrolling on this one. It's very difficult to see much of a difference, but if we go into group to like read something, because this is a narrower screen, man, you could say maybe it depends how you like to read stuff, but there's that side there on the Moto G, and there's this side on the text comes up a wee bit. I don't know, it just depends. It's a narrow ratio. This is more the modern look, and this is more the old school wider look. So where it comes into its own is when you're watching video. So that's what you get if you swipe to the side on both of them. You get the Google feed, right? So we'll start just randomly opening apps here. We'll start in the Google folder. We'll just start by opening up Google, and that was a clear win for the Moto Action by a long shot, which was interesting. That back out of that. Let's move this over to get a comparable eBay to eBay. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. G8 power there by a couple of secs, and obviously it's scrolling wise, that was a bit sticky there. That's quite smooth. Did take longer, but maybe smoother. Right, so that was eBay. Let's go to YouTube Studio. 3, 2, 1. Faster on the Moto Action. Now you'll notice there I've only got 643 subscribers. I'll refresh that. Subscribe if you can. Because a lot of golf mates have jacked in the subscription of the channel because they think I'm after Liam, but that's not the case. So let's see, what else can we do a head-to-head on? You can see speed-wise, this is quite a hefty app, so let's see how this one does. This is the European Tour. Who's going to open up fastest? Pretty much neck and neck, eh? Maybe just ahead on, yeah, Moto One Action again. Ahead on that. That's all fully loaded. That's still there, and that actually took an eternity to load in there. So scrolling speed, that is, it's about the same, innit? Probably see that. Maybe just smoother on that, I think. Okay. Right. So you can see apps wise, we'll maybe open just one more app just to compare it and see. Let's just swipe up and do one from in here, and both of them, we'll select one that we think. Let's try Sky News. That's another quite intensive, hefty app. So 3, 2, 1, go. I say that was the aye. Well, I say that the Moto G8 got that. Let's see, scrolling. Scrolling, yeah, but it takes a while. You see there to load and populate. So that can be annoying. See when you're doing that, and let's check the Moto One Action. See how it's more kind of like loaded in, and there's nothing like waiting to come in. Let's try a video just on the, see how it plays the media, like a short wee clip, see if we can get the same clip, right? There's Bojo, so let's see what he's saying it, and we'll see 3, 2, 1. Clearly.
Has Boris Johnson misled Parliament?
Did you lie to Parliament, Prime Minister?
There was no party, no COVID rules were broken.
What does that actually...
Well, that was faster. That is because I've got it on mute. We'll get the sound up, hang on.
Opposition MPs say Boris Johnson did just that by previously denying any rule
Difference in the sound here. I want to explain this. Right, Moto Action is one single bottom firing speaker. G8 has got a bottom firing speaker and stereo output on the top.
...mean, and what could happen if it is found that he has?
They're the big questions, but the answers aren't so straightforward. The main way to mislead Parliament is to lie when making a statement in the...
Far superior audio on the Moto G8. Everything's a trade-off with these phones.
Lying to Parliament is considered to go against all expectations for how politicians should behave. It's so serious, even just accusing someone of being a liar.
It's really quite close, isn't it? Now, let's just see how many of these are still in the background. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's just see if they've both got the same amount of RAM, so let's just see what happens. Pretty much instantaneous. Go to the next one. eBay is the next one. Let's see. Yeah. So memory management with them in the background. Let's go to European Tour. They can both handle. It's no issues. They reload, they don't have time, they're quite snappy. The good thing about both these phones is you can personalise them in the styles menu, which you can change the shape of your icons. You can see down here. You can do your fonts, you can do drop down boxes, icon shapes, and you can do the layout. You can also change the text, shape of the text, which you can see here, we've got it kind of set. Also, you can see there, both got Google. Now, being a Google phone, as in direct phone, this gets more updates than the G8 Power phone. And I'd say software-wise, because this is stock pure Android, even though it doesn't really look too different, nothing really sticks out as being, you know, way off. But I think if I had to give it to one of them, smoother overall Moto One Action, right? G8 Power, better sound, all in kind of better sound wise, and playing back videos just a bit deeper. If you put them in landscape mode, this probably wins on vision. Again, it's personal preference, but this has got a small camera cut out compared to this like whopping monster camera cut out in the front. In the hand feel, they're very similar. Now, when it comes to cameras, we'll take a snap here of these bananas. They've both got some interesting shot samples on them. You see there, it's pretty much a good quality camera on the Moto One Action, and it has like an action cam, ingenious. No other phone has got this. So if you go to video, you can shoot 16:9 ratio, but have your phone vertical, and no other phone has got that. It is absolute genius on that. Now, the camera, I think, on its own, with no mods or anything, definitely beats the. They both have this peak display, right, which is handy. They both have that, and the same sort of idea. See that there? It's not bad. Now, like I was saying, unlock speeds. There's nothing in it. See the fingerprint sensor on both of these? Absolutely brilliant. But camera-wise, if you port the G-Cam, which this is the G-Cam, right? If you port this G-Cam onto, I'll show you now, same picture of bananas. If you port the G-Cam onto the Moto G Power, we are talking far superior results. Now the G-Cam is obviously meant for you know, Pixel phones, but when you put it on this phone, honestly, the results you get from the camera are quite outstandingly good. I'll show you that again. Once we get in here, if we do the box, you can see it just, even if you like, you can do wide, you can do zooming in and but when the photo actually populates, you can see the difference there. It's quite incredible on detail, sharpness, everything, all the rest of it. So the G-Cam takes the Moto G8 power camera to a different level. You can see here, unlock on this. Oh, I'll find it. It's just as fast. They've both got the, if you're looking at it, it won't lock. Differences with the Moto One, obviously being a pure Google, you have the search bar down the bottom. You don't need to have the search bar on the G8 Power. But like I say, you know, why do you need that? When you swipe there, you've got it there. Swipe there, you've got it. Well, you don't actually have it on that feed. Interesting way that they build that in on a Google phone. You don't get the search bar, you get the search bar. Then when you swipe, the search bar is not here, but the search bar is there. So if you go, take me to apple.com.
Touch to select an app from the list.
Man. So that shows you there. That loads in relatively real-time speaking, pretty good. You can see, like, because it's a long display, you get quite a lot of stuff in there. Right, let's just see if it does, how it does here. Take me to apple.com. It's a lot longer, isn't it? But once it actually populates, there's the major difference. Side by side. It's personal preference, like, see how, like, obviously you can see that's wider than that. And it's how you, and it stretches images. Look at the difference between the length of that and the length of that. You know? I mean, it's really noticeable. And some people will like this more than that, but it's personal preference, isn't it? I mean, look at the difference there. It kind of like zooms things to fit the screen. And you can see that. It's your personal preference as to, but colour-wise, saturation-wise, the whites, I think the whites are whiter on this and more kind of off-white here. It's only when you watch them side by side that you see it. But you maybe see it better there. That's just got a off-white, I don't know. But difference in the view, like product, you can see how if you're struggling with maybe your reading, then I think this is easier to read, you know, size text-wise. But battery-wise, on these two phones, right, you can get 2 days before you need to charge the phone. Fun of use, what wins it for me is the camera on this being able to shoot the landscape vertical. It's just such a good feature to have. In-hand feel, like I know this is narrower. I think using it all day, it's more comfortable. Call quality, everything like that. Answering phone calls, text messages, everything like that is, there's no difference. No difference at all on them. It's so hard to pick a winner, you know, but I think just from like a fluid kind of like bounce things, just little subtle things you can see there, just the animations, they're very similar, but you just get a little bit more feel from the Moto One Action than you do from the Moto G8. However, you're sacrificing Dolby speakers. But if you put headphones on to watch movies, or if you're using a Bluetooth speaker, one other thing I think that needs mentioned, which is a major difference, this is NFC, okay? This Moto One Action has NFC. Why do you need that? Well, you need it for contactless payments. Now, the Moto G8, even if I go in to edit this, I cannot find NFC on it. Invert colours, selfie. It's not got NFC. Now that might not be a major thing to you, but that might be a major thing to you because you won't be able to set up Google Pay contactless pay. That might be like a major deal breaker for you, right? Neither of them have wireless charge, like I say, but NFC is available on the Moto One Action, and obviously that's like, for me, that's like a major thing, you know. NFC's handy to have. You can just tap and go, and in this day and age, you know, tap and go. See, there's Google Pay on this. It doesn't even come preloaded. Well, it does actually come preloaded. No, that's probably because I loaded it in, but it's not going to work on this because it doesn't have NFC. So even if you load that in, you don't have NFC. It's going to give you nothing but bother. Whereas this has, like I say, he's got it there, NFC, and it's there, ready to go. Brightness, is there any major difference in the brightness? You can see them comparable there. Brightness levels probably exactly the same. That's fairly bright though. Probably exactly the same nits wise. Noticeably the same brightness. The only thing I would say is maybe on a really, and we're talking like major bright day, you would not rock these in dark mode. You would be putting them to that white mode, just so you can read it outdoors. Both of them are the same. You would need to do that to rock them outside on a hugely bright day. Otherwise, you would just stick it on the dark theme. So that has been it. I don't think anybody's done a head-to-head on a Moto G8 and Moto One Action. Button placements, everything's the same on the right edge. Volume up, volume down, power. You can just see the look of them there. You see the difference in the height. Android One on this phone though, I think makes the difference. Even though this has got a quad cam, man, look how much fingerprints it collects as well. But both of these have been rocked without cases. Both have screen protectors on. This is a gel one, and this is a hard glass one. But very little, next to nothing. Scratch wise, there's a tiny scratch on the lens, doesn't affect the camera. No scratches of any notable notice on the sides or the back. Motorola G8, it's a wee bit filthy, but you can see there's a pattern there. It's picked up a few more little scratches and stuff on the back, but nothing really major on the sides. Rocking it without a case, like I say, and both of them have this handy feature. Oh, it's not going to let me do that, but the glance feature, where the peak feature, I should say. That one just wants you to unlock this. Oh, this is quite important. The Moto One Action has a face unlock. Right, and hang on, because it's in the camera. It will actually launch the pin. There you go. It's pretty fast on the face unlock. I'll show you that. There you go, face unlock. Okay, so it's got face unlock and fingerprint. This does not have face unlock, only has fingerprint. Again, swings and roundabouts. And same glance. Right, so actually I think the glance is nicer on that one. See how it's like easier to read, full screen. The weather on it's cool. Clockwise and stuff, they're so close, but I just think that that's more refined than that. I don't know, you make your mind up. Just sort of do this, but camera wise, it's close. But as far as fun goes, Moto One takes it, but the G-Cam on this brings it to another whole level. So, but value for money, you can pick both of these up for under £100 right now in 2022, or just at £100. And when they came out, they were £400 thereabouts. Just under some, you know, between £400 and £300. So value for money, it's a draw on that. Thanks for watching.